Striking Scorpion 82 is sponsored by three great games: Warhammer Combat Cards, a card game featuring your favourite miniatures from the 40k universe; Knighthood, a role-playing turn-based game where players control a warrior, fight through levels to gain armour, weapons and loot; and finally HONKAI Star Rail version 1.2, a space fantasy RPG where players experience the galaxy's infinite wonders, filled with adventure and discovery. All three games are free to download and play, with links in the video description below. Begin your adventure now and enjoy the games. Right, welcome to another Warhammer Worlds video. I've got a desert industrial terrain setup for you. You're welcome to copy elements of this or all of the setup that you see, but in this video I'll show you from start to finish how to set up the board for this desert industrial terrain. So as per usual, I'll leave links for you in the video description below. Some of those will be for some of the products that you use, others will be for tutorials showing you how different things are done. There's various elements that make up this board, and you're welcome to copy different elements of it, or indeed just go ahead and copy the entire setup. But there's no reason why you can't get boards like this. The process is quite simple. It's quite straightforward methods and tricks that you can use to make tables that look nice and realistic. It's nice to have painted up armies, but when you can produce decent terrain, it really adds to the narrative and enjoyment of the game. So the first thing's the foundation. And it's a battle mat here. It's called Sands of Time. It's the new version. The original one from GameMat.eu had like a dried out river that ran all the way through the board. That's now gone, and you've now got this cracked and parched landscape, but no sort of fixed structure to it. So you're able to put buildings on there, or however way you want to arrange your terrain. The battle mat's not going to look out of place. So it's a good move here. 60 inches across by 44, so it's the newer size for 10th edition games of 40k. So I'll zoom in here, I'll take you a bit closer so you can see some of the details. You've got regular sort of sand, then you've got rougher areas like this, and cracked and parched ground. And then there's also some signs of civilization, which is great if you're placing some building, because then you can get this kind of, the buildings look like they belong on the board. There's some kind of civilization out on the table, and it's more cracked ground across here as well. It's a nice effect of this one. It's a real dried out desert kind of theme going on. There's nothing futuristic to this one, so you can equally use this in historical games, Age of Sigmar and so on, other gaming systems, as well as 40k. So it's quite neutral in that regard, so then you can then place anything you want on top. So that gives you a foundation. These are made from this like mouse mat material, so it's nice. It's very quiet for rolling dice. It's figure friendly, so if models fall over, they're not going to get damaged as easily, with this being this nice sort of soft rubbery material. You just roll them up. When you finish, they come with a carry bag as well, so if you head into a club or to a friend's house to play your games, you can transport them easy enough. And once you roll them up, they're zipped up and protected, and they're easy to store away. So they're a good job. Just need a nice flat surface to play on, and then you can roll out the battle mat, and that gives you the foundation, gives you all the colours that you need, sort of colour palette that you're going to use, and then you can just work on building your terrain on top of that. So for the main bulk of the terrain, it's a mixture. It's the Games Workshop industrial terrain, the Adeptus Mechanicus terrain, but then the main sort of solid structures is the industrial terrain set from GameMat.eu, and I'll put a link for that in the video description below, along with a link for the battle mat. And this one, part of that set is you get one of these, you get four of these, you get four of these large containers, and then you also get two sets of those pipes over there, two lots of those, and they also give you, which I've painted in a different colour which won't match in with this, but they give you a set of containers with that as well. Now it's like a resin terrain. It's pre-made for you, so it's just shipped and built already. It comes with a basic colour scheme, pre-painted as well, so you can literally unpack it, place it straight onto the board and use it straight away. I have enhanced mine, and it particularly fits in nicely with desert themes. That's Avalon Sunset's the main colour. We've gone for two tones, So Avalon Sunset theme with these, and you can see it being used on the containers. And then the others half I've done in red, which would be corn red from Games Workshop. There is a tutorial how to transform your pre-painted terrain from GameMat.eu. It's like a real quick process. And it's just adding in some colours here. I've chosen two, but they fit in well with like rusty industrial theme, but they also fit nicely onto the desert style battle mat. So that process is quick. You can see the chipping effects just done with sponge. There's some washes and inks being used here as well, and I've painted some of the metallic work, but it's quick enough. It didn't take too long. You can also see the posters that I've added as well, the 40k posters. That's all covered in the tutorial as well. So you can check that out. I'll link it for you. It's a YouTube tutorial, and that'll guide you through if you want to enhance the terrain. It's quite straightforward. Once it's done, you can then use the adapted terrain. Just got that more realistic kind of look to it. But the work's been done for you. The terrain's pre-made, pre-painted, the base color. I mean, this is the original base sort of color across here. I haven't got rid of it entirely. Just painted some sections and left the original, and enhanced it a little bit with some chipping and rust and so on. It's just building up on the original color the industrial terrain set comes in. Combining that with GW terrain here, so the two mix in quite nicely. So these here, this is all the AdMac terrain just being used, and again the same color scheme with the red and the yellow being used just to match the whole thing in here across the board. This landing pad here as well is actually from GameMat.eu as well. They sell that individually. So again, there should be a link for that in the video description below. If not, you'll see it on their website. Now for GameMat.eu, I'll supply the links. There's also a discount code here. I think it's 11% off your order as well. So just to give you a bit of reduction in price there as well from them. So that's the main structure of the buildings, combining the AdMac terrain with the stuff from GameMat.eu. AdMac's quite spindly kind of stuff, you can see through it and so on, but it's more intricate. And then combine that with the blockier kind of stuff going on with the industrial terrain set from GameMat.eu. Using GW pipes as well, you can see them strung out across the board. They fit in quite nicely again with the stuff from GameMat.eu. Then really it's on to accessories. So things like these boxes and barrels from Games Workshop, again painted in like the corn red colour, so it all matches in nicely. So you've got that kind of continuous theme running across the board. I've left out other accessories. I've got some Munitorum containers with blue in them, so I've left those out. I wanted to just the continuous theme running across the board here. Also some painted up for Munitorum with the green, like a Dark Angel's green. I've left those out as well. There's some boxes I've left out that are green. Just gone for reds and yellows and rusty colours throughout the entire board setup to really give that harmonious theme across the board. So you can see some more containers across here. There's accessories like this from Games Workshop. Again, you see it painted up in the Avalon Sunset colour scheme, so it all matches in nicely. So then you'll see these walkways. I'm a massive fan of these. These are scratch built. So you can see them there. They're made from Plastruct and aluminium car body repair kit mesh, which you can get off eBay. Stuck together, cut out and then stuck together using super glue, and then sprayed up, and then rusty effects and so on done on those. But you can span gaps of them. It's great fun doing it. So I put two of them across there. There's a longer one across there, joining the two pieces of AdMac terrain. And these two are fixed onto this industrial terrain piece. So it comes looking like that, and then I've added these struts and just created a larger level on top so I can connect things like this and the models can stand up better. So you can I've actually built it into the industrial terrain piece across here. So it's giving you a second level, which is great fun for games of 40k. You're playing on ground level and you can go up to different levels and have sort of a wider open space of fighting. Adds a real nice dynamic to your games. And again, you're seeing it here with the AdMac terrain. There's a second level up there as well with like connecting walkways. So great fun doing it. Great fun putting the board together. And then your games of 40k, it's great to be fighting on multiple levels. So that same process for those, I used to then create these billboards, these posters. There's another one up there for the Mordian Iron Guard. There's others that I've done as well. Then also, you may have seen in different battle reports, the chain link fence. So that process is the same materials, same process, same painting scheme for all three of those. So the walkways, the posters, and the chain link fence. There's a tutorial for that on the channel. It's been in high demand, but finally got around to making it. and I'll show you how to build those scratch built accessories. But again, you know, these move and you can place them on any terrain setup that you do, and so I think they're a brilliant accessory to have, and it just really transforms your terrain and gives it that real 40k kind of theme for your board. So once that's all done, your final finishing touch is trying to blend your terrain and your accessories into the desert board. So I've used two things for that. First is lichen, and you can get different colours, not just your green. This is like a desert kind of colour scheme going on here, like an Ushabti bone kind of colour, then more of a stronger yellow going on, so mix those up, and then I just use those just to blend in the terrain pieces around the board. Not too much because it's desert, sort of tumbleweed, dried out kind of foliage, but just placing those around the board. And then stones that I got from a beach. Here they come in a kind of a pastel kind of colour, like this kind of colour, and then I've sprayed them with a number of sprays, a bit of brown, bit of yellow, bit of like a bone colour, and put them in a tray and then just sprayed them over, shuffled them up, shaken them up, and then sprayed them again, and then just tried to get the stones to match in with the colour scheme for the mat. So you can use those to blend in your terrain. So you've got your printed stones and then real stones just to merge the whole thing in and to blend the terrain in with the board. So there's a little trick that you can do. This took me about 20 minutes to set up. It'll take about 10-15 minutes to pack away. Just lift all the big stuff off first, store it away, and then just sweep up what's left with the accessories or the stones and the lichen and pack it up. Doesn't take too long, but you just get that nice kind of theme going on, and you're blending in the board with the larger pieces of terrain. You just get a nice effect just with the simple use of stones and lichen. So that's really the tutorial, step by step. So your battle mat is your foundation, your larger terrain pieces, and then just as important is your accessories and bits like the walkways that just really make the board, the posters and so on. And then finally, to blend the whole thing in, is the lichen, which you can easily get a hold of, find it on eBay or your model railway shop. And then just simple stones sprayed up with colours that reflect the board, just to blend the whole thing in to give you that really realistic kind of look. That's the video. Check out those links. And then what we'll do is we'll fade out here to the music and let you see the board with the music in the background. Keep a lookout for more videos in this series. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.